Hi, I'm Melanie from happybeinghealthy.com, and today I just want to talk for a minute because I'm getting ready to start a healthy program, a little healthy challenge for myself, and I'm really excited about it. I thought I'd just take a minute and share some of the details and some of my thoughts. First, I just want to say that I'm obviously someone who loves health and fitness. I'm very passionate about it because I've seen that it can change lives. It builds confidence, it empowers people, it gives a better quality of life in all aspects, and I just know it has such a potential to do so much good for so many people, so I love it. But even though I love it, and I write a blog about it, and I love to read about it and talk about it, I struggle. I struggle all the time with it, and I'm okay with that because I know that's life, and I like to live, and I definitely have my ups and downs. Most of the time I do live a very healthy lifestyle. I try to eat well, I exercise regularly, I drink loads of water. I try to get my sleep, man. I'm learning that one slowly. It seems like I need to learn that lesson again and again. But overall, I do live a healthy lifestyle. But it seems like, I'll be going along with my little healthy lifestyle, and then I'll kind of, indulge a little or start slacking a little, and then I'll get back up to where I was and do that again, And sometimes, though, those little indulgences kind of keep coming, and I kind of find myself down here in this little rut. And that happens to me, it seems like, a couple of times a year, maybe. And it's hard. It's really weird because even though I love health and fitness and I am so passionate about it, I'll get in these ruts and I'm just like, ugh, I just don't feel motivated. I'll still kind of be eating well and exercising, but it's just kind of like a half crap effort, really. And it's hard for me to kind of get back into fully committed and fully living a healthy lifestyle again. And I've learned when I'm down in these little ruts, that's usually when I need to, find a healthy program, some little challenge, shake things up, challenge myself and get myself, back on track again. So that's kind of where I feel like I am right now. I've just kind of struggled the last couple months even to really be hardcore. And so here we are. And usually I love to do those healthy challenges because they take me from that rut and they take me to this high level here, and I kind of can reset my habits and commitments, and then I kind of like to slowly take it down to just a nice livable maintenance lifestyle for myself. So the little program I've decided to do for myself is this one. It is, if you can see that, there's not a glare, Extreme Transformation by Chris and Heidi Powell. I was talking to my sister about a month ago about Chris and Heidi Powell, and we were saying how much we love them. I've always loved them. They seem very down to earth, very kind-hearted, just good people that seem to really sincerely care about people and want to help them improve. And obviously they both look like a rock stars, so they obviously know what they're talking about. So anyway, after my sister and I were talking about them, I went online and I saw that this was a fairly new book that they'd put out. So I went to my library and it was there. Yay! So, and when I read through it, I was like, this is exactly what I need right now. Several of the principles in their program are things that I've been wanting to include in my lifestyle and my diet for a long time now. But it's hard. Again, I've been in my little rut, so I haven't really wanted to take the plunge and do something really hard. But I love some of the things they have in here. It's a macros-based program, which just means you're being aware of how much protein, carbs, and fat you're eating. But what I really like, what intrigued me, is it's carb cycling. So you're going to have some days of high carb and some days of low carb. And the way that they've set this up, it's meant to be a 3-week program, but I've decided already I'm going to do it for 6. And I may, keep doing it. To me, as I read through this, it really does seem like it could be a good lifestyle program. But you start out and you have, every day is always high protein, but you start out with 4 days of high protein, high carb, lower fat. And then you have 2 days of high protein, higher fat, lower carb. And then 1 day is called reset day, and you do that once a week. And on the reset day, it's just your typical high protein, high carb day, but you get 1,000 extra calories. They say consider it like a high calorie day. And you have 1,000 extra calories to enjoy. And they say kind of use those to have some clean cheats. They don't want you to just go pig out, because that could kind of make you fall off the wagon and not commit to the program. But they say, enjoy some clean cheats so you feel like you're indulging and it keeps you motivated. And actually, I've read many, many places that having like a higher calorie day once a week actually is good for your metabolism. It helps your body not get just used to this calorie deficit all the time. It helps keeps your body guessing. So I was really intrigued by just the design of their program because I've been telling myself I've wanted to add a couple of low carb days into my diet per week, but but I haven't done it because I've been in my rut and I haven't really felt like doing that. But I know that that is a really good thing for the body. How they describe, what I also love is they really talk about the physiology and the psychology behind weight loss and behind optimum health. And that stuff I love. I love reading about the science behind it, how the body works, and then how the brain works in kind of motivating and yourself and helping yourself to achieve success. So that stuff, I just love it. So they kind of describe it in the book. They talk about how during those high carb days, you're going to gain a little bit of weight because you're going to be carrying a little more water. But your body, because you're having all those carbs, your metabolism is going to go up. And then as you switch to the low carb days, you're going to start burning fat. And you'll be dropping some of that water weight. And so they said every week that you do it, it's kind of like a little bit of a cycle, obviously, where you gain a little bit of weight, but it's just water, and then you lose it, and you're losing real weight in the process. And if you're working out as well, you can be gaining muscle. And it just makes sense to me. It sounds like fun. So I'm going to try it. And they do have an exercise program in this book as well, but I'm not going to be following that because, quite frankly, I love what I'm doing right now at my gym, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. But I briefly looked through the exercise portion, and it looks really, really good. It's based on high-intensity interval training, which I think is the most fun way to work out. To me, it makes the time fly by. It makes it fun, and I've read so many places that it's the most effective way to work out, like the best way to burn fat and keep on burning fat throughout the day. So I love it. Anyway, it looks like a really good one. Another thing I like is that, so every day they have it broken down into 21 days. Every day they kind of have exact meal plan you can follow, or you can make up your own. I'll talk about that more in a minute. And then they have this little exercise thing you can do. And then they have like a short story or some kind of motivational story or something to share every day that you can read about. And I think that's kind of fun. It keeps you on track every day. So I'll probably go through and read those every day. Oh, and they have a bunch of recipes in here too. And actually they look really good. I can't tell you how many little diet books I've read, and the recipes look complicated or gourmet or just not very yummy. So I haven't really wanted to make them, but these, I was shocked. A lot of them look really good. A lot of them are actually recipes that are very similar to the things I'm already eating. So they had a lot of protein shakes that are similar to the ones I have. They had a couple recipes that reminded me of my protein pudding that I have, which is just Greek yogurt mixed with all kinds of stuff. They had, eggs and veggies and just different, like chicken and fish, and they had a protein ball recipe. So there's several. I'm like, hey, that's really similar to what I'm already eating, which is nice because then it doesn't feel like this big foreign concept. But what I plan on doing, I'm definitely going to try some of their recipes, but I'm definitely going to do a lot of my own recipes as well, because I found if I just jump in and do every single meal they have in a book or any book that I do, it just gets overwhelming to me. It's like you're doing all new things and you feel like you're cooking all the time. So I found I have more success if I take some of the newer recipes to change it up and give me some ideas, but then kind of keep a lot of it the same of what I know works for me, and that just helps me stay motivated and not feel like it's such a take over my life kind of thing. What else do I want to say about this? Let's see. Oh, I also want to say every day, regardless if it's the high or the low carb day, you always start your day off with a high carb breakfast. And that makes a lot of sense to me because you're going to use that energy throughout the day, and it helps keep you full and satisfied throughout the day and keeps the blood sugar and the appetite kind of stable. And then also, regardless if it's a high or low carb day, you always end the day with a low carb dinner, which also makes a lot of sense to me because you're not going to be using the carbs. You're going to be going to bed, and you'll sleep better because your body won't need to spend its energy breaking down food, all the carbs and stuff that you're not using. So that's another concept that honestly I've thought about. I've read that so many places, eat a low carb dinner. And I do that a lot, but then sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I'm glad this will make me motivated. Another thing I wanted to share is they didn't come quite out, straight out and say what macro percentages or ratio to follow. They talked more in calories, and I think that's probably because more people understand calories, and it's easier to understand. But they do have a little section in here where they talk about if you want to make your own meals, and they recommend how many calories of protein, carbs, and fats to include in each meal. So I kind of figured it out because for me, I want to keep track of my meals in MyFitnessPal, which is an app. that I think a lot of you are familiar with. But it's a great app because you just type in your meals, and then it shows you, keeps track of your calories, but then it also keeps track of your macros. So that's the easiest way I don't even know how you could keep track of your macros without an app, because that would be such a pain. So anyway, I kind of figured out, for me, they also said for women, they recommend 1,500 calories a day, and for men, 2,000. They've said that they found that is the best, calorie range they've seen, that people can lose weight and yet still be satisfied and not be starving. And I've definitely found that 1,500 calorie range is a really good number for me as well. But so I'm going to definitely follow like their recommendations for the high carb breakfast and the low carb dinner, and then the other meals. Anyway, so I figured out the percentages, the macro percentages, so I can put it in my FitnessPal and keep track of it that way. Because I don't know if I'm going to have every single meal perfectly on these calories, but I figure if I can equal it all out for the day to be at those macros, then that's fine. I'm going to be more looking at my overall macro percentage for my day. Does that make sense? So how I figured it out is at 1,500 calories on my high carb days, it will be 40% protein, 45% carbs, and 15% fat. And on a low carb day, it's about 50% protein, 15% carbs, and 35% fat. So those will be hard, but it'll be fun. I've done low carb diets before, and they're very, very effective. But I'm not a fan of low carb diets long term. I think they're awesome and amazing to kind of rotate in your diet or do short term. I think it turbocharges the metabolism and weight loss. So I love it. I'm excited. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to share. I was going to start Monday just because that's a typical day to start, but you know what? I'm starting on Saturday. That is super weird. But the reason I'm doing that is because I thought I want my reset day to be on a Friday. I don't want it to be on a Sunday, because Fridays are the day I like to go out with Kev, go out to dinner. So I thought I'll do my high carb days Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, low carb, Wednesday, Thursday, and then my reset day Friday, and then have high carb days Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday again. And that to me seems like it'll be more doable, because on the weekend I think it'll be easier to have the higher carb days. I don't know, just what I was thinking. So hopefully that'll work out, but I'm committed. I'm definitely a person that once I commit to something fully, I'm very stubborn, and I'm feeling that way with this. So I want to see it through to the end. Oh, that's another thought I'll share with you guys. When I'm in my rut, even though it's not a great place to be, honestly, I learn a lot about myself when I'm in those ruts. I learned that I don't want to be there. I learned that I don't feel good when I eat crappy. And a lot of times it's just the catalyst I need to like motivate me to get back to healthy eating again. Oh, and another thing it teaches me is when I'm living in that rut, for a few days, I think it's actually therapeutic. I think it's good. Go on vacation, take a day or two off here and there, and eat whatever the heck you want. I think it's actually very healthy and good. But when it just becomes weeks and months, it's not very fun anymore, and I don't love living that way. I'd much rather live a vibrant, healthy life where I'm taking care of my body. Oh, and another thing I like to tell myself is when I start a new healthy challenge and I'm trying really hard to stay committed and stay focused and be really stubborn, I remind myself that if I give up and if I quit on this program, then I'm essentially telling myself I'm okay where I am in this rut. And I'm not. When I'm living in that rut, I don't feel my best. I don't look my best. It's just not a happy place. It's fine. It's happy for a few days, but it's not where I want to be. So I remind myself, hey, you know what, girlfriend? If you quit, then you're basically telling yourself you're okay being in that rut, and I'm not. So it kind of makes me push forward and say, no, if I want to change, if I want to change my body, I want to change my health, I have to change. I have to stick to it. So that's kind of some of the self-talk I tell myself. So I can't think of what else I want to tell you guys, but I'm excited to get started. Hopefully I'll hop on and do a couple more little videos throughout and share some of my thoughts. I'm definitely going to take some progress pictures, woohoo, and I'll share them. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say. Hopefully I didn't forget anything vital, but I hope you all doing well, and I will keep you posted. Bye.